Hello there, welcome back to Jennie Designs with Paper. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I'm working on an art journal page, so get comfy and let's get crafty. This is the mood board for the Artsy Trio Facebook group, and this was created by Big Rob, and the theme is Think Pink. So I went pink. I have pink washi tape. I have my art journal page here, and I've got pink pattern paper, pink tissue paper, pink ephemera. I mean, I went through all of my things and just found pink stuff. I found some butterflies that I cut out of pattern paper. I've got tissue paper and then all of this ephemera, including this little title sheet that says, make the rest of your life the best of your life. And I thought, why not? We're just going to use that for our quote or title or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to go pink. We're going to go all in pink. So the first thing I'm going to do is adhere this pattern paper down to my art journal page with this fluid gloss medium. I don't love gloss medium. It makes the page sticky, like it never dries really well, and I live in a very humid area. So when I am all done, I will cover that up with a piece or with a layer of clear gesso, and that will remove that sticky element. I do want to put down a nice thin layer on the art journal page, and then I will go over the top of it as well. I'm going to flip it over and kind of put some more down across the top because it dries quicker than you would think. So I'm just going to pull that pattern paper back, put a little bit of gel or fluid medium right there and under the pattern paper and thin it out with my brush. Make sure all of my edges are sealed down properly. And then I'm going to heat set this just a little bit. So it has been like a week since I put a video up because my allergies were out of control. I could not speak a full sentence without falling into a coughing fit. There was no way I was getting any kind of voiceover done. So yeah, I have been out of it, out of all the things. Anyway. Now that everything is dried, we're going to go ahead and trim that down with my paper trimmer. I'm using my Fiskars trimmer because I can stick the wire right along the edge of my art journal page and trim that down just perfectly. My page is curling a little bit because of all of the fluid medium. That is kind of a downside to using a liquid adhesive. Sometimes your page will curl a bit. I was a bit surprised because I'm using an acrylic paint pad for the base page, and I expected it to be able to handle a little more fluid. Anyway, now that we have this pattern paper down, we're going to go ahead and add some archival ink as a border. This is the sepia color, and I'm just going to go ahead and go around the edges of the page with the foam blending tool. It hides the white core of that pattern paper. It hides where maybe the pattern paper is not exactly straight against the art journal page, and it just kind of gives it a finished kind of vintagey look to the edge of my art journal page. It is pink, so we're going with all the pink things. Now I've pulled out all of the pinks that I could find in my ephemera stack, and then as I'm putting the page together, some of them I decided not to use. This piece is just a piece of text paper with a pink flower overlay. I'm going to go ahead and add some archival ink to the edges of that page. I tore the page, okay, back up. I tore the side of that page that was going to be visible on my art journal so that it was not completely straight. But then some of them I didn't do that with, so I'm not sure why I felt like I had to do that. Sorry, another coughing fit. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and add some more pattern paper or ephemera paper. This is like mini-sized pieces of pattern paper that I got in an ephemera pack that I purchased off of Amazon, I think. I did ink up the edges to this little, I think this is actually a Tim Holtz one, but decided not to use it. I went with this rose and it looks kind of like a Polaroid. This is ephemera that I printed off years ago on my computer. Decided to use that one there instead. I have this postcard, this miniature postcard that I shrunk down and printed again years ago. This was from an old, oh my gosh, I don't even remember when I printed these pieces of ephemera out, but they're printed on cardstock. I have this tag. It's got a clock. Don't want another clock. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the quote down. I decided to put some washi tape down. So I have this rose gold washi tape, and I contemplated covering up that torn edge, but decided not to do that because it's going to be covered up by the focal point anyway. Then I have this pink. I have two colors of pink, a light pink and a dark pink. For real, most of them are not even visible. It is just texture, added interest. I have this lighter pink. I added a couple more pieces of washi tape. I did go over it with the liquid medium or the adhesive that was in my brush just to, because this is probably dollar store washi tape or really old washi tape. It's not going to stick forever. And that adhesive over the top keeps it down. So now I'm going to go ahead and put some of that sepia archival ink around the little quote tag that I cut out of a piece of pattern paper. I did kind of go around the letters just to make it a little bit smaller because it was, like a 6x6 pattern paper pack. I'm going to add some more adhesive down there, and I'll put a little bit on the back of the paper as well. It is thinner. I don't want it to curl too much like it already is. I didn't get it quite tall enough to cover those love blocks on that rose Polaroid thing, but that's okay because I also have fussy cut these butterflies out of another piece of pattern paper, and I have a large, a medium, and a small, and I will just use those to kind of cover up things that I don't really like, wherever I feel like putting them. Sorry. Anyways, I am making sure to go around the butterflies with the archival ink as well because, again, white core pattern paper is not, the best thing to look at. And I'm kind of using a visual triangle here. I have, one in the top right, the middle left, and the bottom right. It kind of makes it look like that. It pulls your eye into the quote. It pulls your eye into that rose photograph. But it also is just kind of pretty. I like the butterflies. I don't know. But this is a lot of pink on one page. And normally when I'm creating, I try to have the focal image a complementary color to the background so that it doesn't all blend together. But this was Think Pink, and I just went pink. You can see that before I put that sentiment piece down, I pulled out another roll of washi tape. I forgot to mention there. It's the hot pink polka dot. Felt like I needed just a little bit more color. I had a lot of pale pinks. Now we are trimming off all of the edges of the ephemera that are sticking up over the outside edge of the page. And we're going to go back over that with the archival ink again because some of those ephemera pieces were not ink blended on the edges because, I had to cut them off first, right? Oh, I feel like I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore because it's been so long since I sat down here to talk about a video. Holy cow. The top piece of ephemera, I forgot to ink blend that bottom edge, so I just added a little bit and smeared it with my finger, and it's perfect. It looks just fine. So now I'm going to clean out my paintbrush and add some of this clear gesso to the top of my art journal. This will take away that sticky residue that gloss medium has. I'm not even sure why I bought the gloss medium. Maybe once upon a time I don't know what I thought. I don't like glossy adhesives because it leaves the page sticky. And like I said, I live in a very humid area and my pages would stick together. So now that the gesso has been heat set and dried, I'm going to sign and date my page. This is I'm dating it May. This is number 20 mood board. It came out the last Wednesday of April. So I tend to push that into the next month and work on it for the next month because then I have a little bit of time to think about it. I am putting that other piece of pattern paper on the back of my page, and I'm using some very strong double-sided adhesive. Normally I have done this with my ATG double-sided adhesive, but because this was curling because of the liquid adhesive, I decided to go ahead and use a much stronger adhesive. I've said adhesive like 45 times now. This is that tear and tape. Tape and tear? I don't know. You can tear it with your fingers. That's why I like it. I don't need scissors to cut it down. And once I have that all flattened on there, I'm going to trim that off with my super long Tim Holtz scissors. I still am absolutely in love with these scissors. I'm glad I was able to find them on sale when I bought them because they're not the least expensive thing in my craft room. And then I'm going to go ahead and go around that again with some more archival ink just because you can kind of see the back of that pattern paper from the back side, you know. Anyways, I'm going to flip it over and put a little bit of archival ink around the edges on the back as well. Again, just because. And once I have that all ink blended out, it is time to adhere my mood board. Now I printed my mood board on my toner printer, which does not do very great quality printing right now because I need to clean it. But anyway, all that is left is to add the holes to my art journal page, and it is complete. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Here's a couple of close-up photos of my art journal page. I hope you liked this video. I'm glad that my voice is hanging in there and I could be back. I have a couple of other videos here for you to watch, as well as a subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did. Leave me a comment down below. Do you love the pink? Do you hate the pink? Have a really good day.